Well, the Stanley Cup playoffs are officially going to be underway, but who will come out of the first round?
Let's talk hockey.
Alrighty, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the All Around Sports Podcast, where sports are everything on the channel. I'm your host, Antonio. Today, we are going over my Stanley Cup playoffs first round predictions, as the playoff bracket has officially been set. As you got lots of good matchups in the first round. You got the Lakers and Oilers going at it again. You got Tampa Bay Lightning going against the Florida Panthers. You got a lot of good series coming up. But I'm going to go over my predictions for each one in just a second. Before we get started, though, if you guys do enjoy this video, please sure to do me a favor and smash that button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. But for now, let's get into the predictions. Starting us off, you got the Vegas Golden Knights going to Minnesota to take on the Wild. The Golden Knights, once again coming out of the division on top. The Kings gave them a run for their money for a while, but the Golden Knights eventually came through. And I'm sorry if I don't sound right. I've been dealing with the cough for a while. But they're going to be taking on the Minnesota Wild, who have been sneaky, but just remained on the outside of the wild card area with the last two teams in. But I'm looking at this series. The Vegas Golden Knights have the advantage. They have more experience than the Wild, and I do believe this could go to a 7-game series because the Minnesota Wild are no joke. So I'm going to go with the Golden Knights in 6 because I believe it could be pushed to a 7-game series because hockey and basketball work in that way. But for right now, I'm going to have the Golden Knights get the win in 6 games over the Minnesota Wild. Next up is the Battle of Canada with these two teams going at it. You got the Ottawa Senators going on the road to Toronto to take on the Maple Leafs. The Senators making the playoffs for the first time since 2019. And my goodness, the Senators have been looking pretty good. And Brady Tkachuk has turned into that star for the Senators. They're going to be taking on the Toronto Maple Leafs that Austin Matthews hit the 400 goal mark. But if I'm looking at the series, I trust in the Maple Leafs because they can get past the first round in this one. It's not Boston that they're playing. But I'm going to go with the Maple Leafs in 6 as well. Because the Maple Leafs, I just trust right now more than I do Ottawa. So I'm going to have the Maple Leafs getting the win in 6 games over the Senators. Next up in the Western Conference, you got the St. Louis Blues going on the road to Winnipeg to take on the Jets. The Jets, the President Trophy winner for the first time in franchise history, with the best record in hockey. But we'll see what they can do. I do believe they have a good chance to get past this first round because they're going to be taking on the St. Louis Blues that just snuck in to this playoff as well. But if I'm looking at this series, I do like the Jets in this series. I like them in 6 because St. Louis, I believe, is going to be outmatched with the Winnipeg Jets. I would be surprised if the Winnipeg Jets went one and done in the first round. I'll be very surprised if that happened. But I have the Jets getting the series win in 6 games over the St. Louis Blues. Next up, you got the Battle of Florida as you got the Tampa Bay Lightning going on the road to take on the reigning defending Stanley Cup champion Florida Panthers. The Panthers have been cooking as of lately, but they've also been looking really good as well. They're going to be taking on the Tampa Bay Lightning that have been shocking everybody as they are back in the playoffs. But if I'm looking at the series, I do believe this series can go 7 games because it's a really good series. It's been a great series for the last few years. But I'm going to go with the defending champions, the Florida Panthers, in 7 because I like their experience. I like their team. Their defense is outstanding. And well, I have the Panthers getting the win in 7 over the Tampa Bay Lightning. Next up, you got the battle of 2-star teams. You got the Dallas Stars going on the road to Colorado to take on the Avalanche. The Stars, once again making the playoffs for the 3rd time in the last few years. They've consistently made the playoffs as of recently. but they're going to be taking on the Colorado Avalanche. That they've been looking pretty good, and this is a battle between Nathan McKinnon and Joe Pavelski, two of the arguably the best players in hockey in the Western Conference. But I'm gonna go to Stars in 7. I do believe this has potential to go 7 games because it's two star-loaded teams and two teams that have been contending for a championship for quite some time. So I have the Dallas Stars getting the win in 7 games. And then you got a battle between the nation's capital and the Montreal Canadiens. You got the Washington Capitals going on the road to Montreal to take on the Canadiens. The Caps, Alex Ovechkin breaking Wayne Gretzky's record, a record that has nearly stood for over 30 years. And now the Capitals not only find themselves as one of the top seeds in the Eastern Conference, but also winning the Metropolitan Division as well. But they're going to be taking on the Montreal Canadiens, which the Canadiens I don't really trust in this series because Alex Ovechkin is an amazing player. He's outstanding, and I'm very surprised that he was able to break this record, considering how long it stood up for. But I'm gonna go with the Capitals in 5 because I don't trust the Montreal Canadiens, and U.S. teams against Canadian teams have had a long history of going in the United States way. So I'm gonna go with the Capitals to get the win over the Canadiens in 5. And then you got another third straight first round rematch. You got the Los Angeles Kings going to Edmonton to take on the Oilers. The Kings once again meeting up with the Oilers. This series has gone in the way of the Oilers for the last 2 times, and expecting it to go the same way again. But they're going to be taking on the Kings that contended with the Golden Knights for the division for some weeks, but eventually they just couldn't catch up. But if I'm looking at the series, it has been a rising up rivalry inside in the hockey. It's been a great rivalry for recent years. It's been heated, it's been physical, as hockey normally is. So I'm gonna go with the Oilers in 7 games. I do believe this can go into 7 games because I believe this series is gonna be a very close series, which is why I have the Oilers getting the win in 7 over the Kings. And then last but not least, you got the Carolina Hurricanes going to New Jersey to take on the Devils. The Hurricanes once again winning their division as you no, correction, they didn't win their division. But once again making the playoffs as the Carolina Hurricanes have been on fire as of lately. They're going to be taking on the New Jersey Devils that everyone thought was going to miss the playoffs after the injury to Jack Hughes. Apparently that's changed. So I'm going to go with the Hurricanes in 6 because I really believe the Hurricanes can get back to the Eastern Conference Finals. They've done it for a few years recently. I do believe the Carolina Hurricanes are the better team in this matchup. So I have the Hurricanes getting the win over the New Jersey Devils. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Who do you guys think is going to win each of their individual series? Let me know in the comments what you guys think down below. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure to do me a favor and smash the like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. Until next time, I'll catch you all in the next one. Ciao for now.